Have you ever been in a situation where someone just didn't respect you, no matter how much patience or kindness you showed? Imagine this. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most respected Roman emperors, faced daily disrespect, even from those close to him. Yet, he never let their behavior disturb his inner peace. How did he manage to stay calm in the face of disrespect? There's a certain wisdom in the way the Stoics dealt with such challenges. They had simple, powerful techniques to handle people who didn't value them. What if you could apply these same methods today? The power of calm, mastering emotional control. When you encounter disrespect, your first instinct might be to react, defend yourself, or even retaliate. But the true power lies in remaining calm. Emotional control is not about suppressing your feelings, but about choosing how to respond rather than react. Think of it like being in the eye of a storm. Chaos may whirl around you, but in that calm center, you are in control of your actions and your emotions. This is where the power of Stoicism shines. By mastering your emotional responses, you show others that their negativity has no hold over you. The Stoics believed that while you can't control how others treat you, you can control how you let it affect you. Imagine you're at work and a colleague undermines you in front of others. Your heart may race, and frustration could bubble up. Yet, instead of immediately lashing out, you take a deep breath and pause. In this pause lies the power of choice. You can choose to address the situation with a calm, measured response, or you can allow the heat of the moment to control your words. The latter often leads to regret, while the former shows strength and maturity. This doesn't mean letting people walk all over you. It means handling situations with poise and preserving your dignity. Calmness, especially in heated moments, disarms people who seek to provoke a reaction. The ability to stay composed under pressure also enhances your influence over others. When people see that you aren't easily shaken, they begin to respect your composure. Even those who may not respect you at first will start to take notice of your calm and controlled demeanor. Over time, this quiet strength speaks volumes, often louder than words or aggressive reactions ever could. Emotional control also allows you to think more clearly. Anger clouds judgment, but when you're calm, you see situations for what they truly are, not what your emotions make them out to be. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and a master of Stoicism, once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This quote highlights that by maintaining your composure and choosing not to engage in petty conflicts, you rise above the situation. People may try to bring you down with their disrespect, but your emotional control keeps you elevated. Instead of getting caught in the drama, you stay focused on what truly matters, your own growth and peace of mind. In mastering emotional control, you don't just protect yourself from the negative influence of others, you also build an inner fortress. Over time, disrespectful words or actions that once upset you deeply will barely affect you. You'll find that your peace becomes impenetrable, and that is the true power of calm, silent strength, overcoming disrespect with grace. Handling disrespect doesn't always require loud responses or bold confrontations. In fact, one of the most effective ways to deal with people who don't respect you is through silent strength. This type of strength isn't about suppressing your emotions, but rather about choosing dignity over drama. When you face disrespect and choose not to engage, it's a demonstration of self-respect and control. By not allowing someone else's negativity to pull you down, you show that their words or actions are insignificant in the grand scheme of your life. Imagine a scenario where someone insults you in front of others. It's natural to want to defend yourself or retaliate with a sharp comeback. But stepping back and choosing silence can speak louder than any words ever could. In that moment of silence, you send a clear message. You're above their pettiness. People often disrespect others because they are looking for a reaction, hoping to provoke and control your emotions. When you don't give them that satisfaction, they lose their power. You maintain your dignity, and over time, others will notice the quiet strength in your response. Graceful silence also allows you to observe the situation from a more detached perspective. Rather than getting lost in a battle of egos, you become an observer, seeing the bigger picture. This detachment helps you understand that disrespect often comes from a place of insecurity or unhappiness in the other person. By not reacting impulsively, you maintain the upper hand. You're no longer a participant in their negative energy, you're someone who chooses to rise above it. This stoic approach allows you to act out of wisdom rather than emotion. Another powerful aspect of silent strength is that it leaves others to reflect on their own behavior. When you don't retaliate, the disrespectful person is left alone with their actions. Without your participation, their words or insults often lose meaning. They might even begin to question their own behavior because they didn't achieve the reaction they expected. Silence can be a mirror, forcing others to confront their own negativity without the distraction of conflict. There's also an element of self-preservation in this approach. Every time you engage in a negative exchange, you invest emotional energy. By choosing not to engage, you conserve that energy for more important things, your goals, your peace of mind, your personal growth. Stoics believe that your mind is your most valuable possession, and allowing others to disturb it gives away your power. Silent strength is about guarding your inner peace, knowing that not every battle is worth fighting, especially when it comes to people who don't respect you. Overcoming disrespect with grace also sets a powerful example for others. Whether it's in a workplace, social circle, or family dynamic, people are always observing how you handle difficult situations. When you respond with silence and strength, you demonstrate maturity and self-respect. You become a person others admire, not for your ability to dominate arguments, but for your ability to remain composed when others would lose their cool. Ultimately, silent strength isn't about being passive or weak. It's about choosing a higher path. It's about understanding that you control how much power someone's disrespect has over you. By remaining calm, composed, and graceful in the face of negativity, you stand firm in your values. This strength doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. It radiates from within, showing the world that you are unshakable, no matter what others may say or do. Building resilience. How to remain unshaken. In life, disrespect is inevitable. Whether it comes from colleagues, friends, or even strangers, how you respond to it determines your inner peace and resilience. The key to remaining unshaken in the face of disrespect is to build a foundation of emotional resilience. This resilience is not something that happens overnight. It's a skill you develop through experience, reflection, and a commitment to control your own reactions rather than letting others dictate your emotions. Resilience starts with understanding that the opinions or actions of others are often reflections of themselves, not of you. When someone disrespects you, it's frequently rooted in their own insecurities, frustrations, or issues. Realizing this is empowering because it shifts your perspective. You stop internalizing their negativity. Instead of asking, "Why are they treating me like this?" you start recognizing that their behavior says more about them than it does about you. This mental shift is a cornerstone of resilience because it allows you to detach emotionally from the situation and view it objectively. Another crucial part of building resilience is managing your expectations. Often we expect others to treat us with the same respect and kindness that we show them. But this is not always the case. People are complex, and their actions can be influenced by countless factors outside of your control. By lowering your expectations of how others should behave, you shield yourself from disappointment. This doesn't mean you should tolerate poor treatment, but it does mean that you understand not everyone will live up to your standards. When you expect less, you are less likely to be hurt or shaken when someone fails to treat you with the respect you deserve. Stoicism teaches that you can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it. This mindset is essential in building resilience. Disrespect, insults, and criticism are all external events. You have no control over whether they occur. But your reaction to these events is entirely within your control. If you respond with anger or frustration, you give the disrespectful person power over your emotions. If you remain calm and composed, you retain your power and protect your inner peace. Over time, as you continue to practice this form of control, you'll find that external negativity affects you less and less. Resilience also involves a deep sense of self-worth. When you know your value, the disrespectful actions of others don't shake you as easily. You recognize that your worth isn't dependent on how others treat you, but on how you treat yourself. This inner confidence acts as a shield, protecting you from the arrows of criticism or disrespect. People can try to bring you down, but if you're standing on a strong foundation of self-respect, their words will fall flat. This self-assuredness is key to remaining unshaken in any situation. Additionally, resilience is built by reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. Every time someone disrespects you, it's a chance to strengthen your emotional endurance. Rather than seeing disrespect as a personal attack, view it as a test of your resilience. Each time you face such a challenge and remain composed, you become mentally stronger. It's like building a muscle. Every time you resist the urge to react emotionally, your resilience grows. Over time, the things that once upset you will barely register on your emotional radar. Lastly, surrounding yourself with positive influences is essential for maintaining resilience. If you consistently engage with people who respect, support, and uplift you, it becomes much easier to handle moments of disrespect from others. These positive relationships act as a buffer, reminding you that not everyone is out to undermine you. They give you the strength and perspective needed to handle difficult people with grace and resilience. In the end, remaining unshaken in the face of disrespect is about building a strong inner foundation. It's about understanding that you control your reactions, managing your expectations of others, and developing a deep sense of self-worth. Through these practices, you can cultivate a level of resilience that allows you to face any challenge with calm, confidence, and strength. Disrespect may come your way, but with resilience, it won't have the power to shake you. The art of detachment, letting go of negative reactions. One of the most valuable lessons in dealing with disrespect is the art of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean that you stop caring or become indifferent to how others treat you. It means you learn to separate your emotional state from external events. In other words, you let go of the need to react to every negative thing that happens, especially when it comes to disrespect. The ability to detach is a powerful tool that allows you to maintain control over your emotions and prevents others from influencing your peace of mind. At the core of detachment is the understanding that you cannot control other people's actions or words, but you can control your response to them. When someone disrespects you, it's easy to feel personally attacked, to take their words or actions to heart. However, when you practice detachment, you begin to realize that their behavior has little to do with you and everything to do with them. By not reacting emotionally, you protect yourself from getting caught up in their negativity. This doesn't mean you ignore the disrespect or pretend it didn't happen, but you choose not to let it affect your inner state. Detachment also involves a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing disrespect as a personal affront, you start seeing it as just another event in the flow of life. You learn to observe the situation from a more objective standpoint, without getting entangled in the emotions of the moment. For instance, if someone criticizes you unfairly or treats you poorly, rather than reacting with anger or hurt, you can step back and ask yourself, is this really about me? Or is this a reflection of their own issues? This ability to step back and observe rather than react immediately is a hallmark of detachment. One of the challenges people face when trying to detach is the fear that they will appear weak or passive. However, true detachment is not about passivity, it's about power. When you detach, you're exercising control over your emotions and reactions, which is far more powerful than being at the mercy of every insult or slight. People often mistake reacting quickly for strength, but real strength comes from the ability to remain calm and centered no matter what is happening around you. When you master detachment, you show others that their actions don't have the power to disrupt your peace. Another key aspect of detachment is letting go of the need for validation from others. Often, the desire to react to disrespect comes from a deep-seated need for approval or to defend our self-worth. We want others to see us in a certain light, and when they don't, we feel compelled to react to protect our image. Detachment frees you from this cycle. You begin to understand that your worth is not dependent on how others treat you, and their opinions do not define who you are. Once you internalize this truth, you no longer feel the urge to react to every slight because your sense of self is no longer tied to external validation. Detachment also allows you to conserve your energy. Every time you react to negativity or disrespect, you're expending emotional energy that could be better spent on more meaningful pursuits. By detaching, you save that energy for things that truly matter: your goals, your relationships, your personal growth. This is one of the reasons why Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius emphasize the importance of not letting external events disturb your peace. The more you practice detachment, the more you realize that most of the things people say or do have no real impact on your life unless you let them. Finally, detachment gives you clarity. When you're not caught up in the emotional whirlwind of reacting to disrespect, you're able to think more clearly and make better decisions. Instead of reacting impulsively, you can respond thoughtfully. You might choose to address the disrespect in a calm, rational manner, or you may decide that the situation doesn't even warrant a response. Either way, you're in control, and that control gives you power over the situation. In summary, the art of detachment is about letting go of negative reactions and not allowing disrespect or other external events to disturb your inner peace. It's about recognizing that your self-worth isn't dependent on how others treat you and that you have the power to choose how you respond. By practicing detachment, you conserve your energy, gain clarity, and maintain control over your emotions, no matter what challenges you face. This approach not only protects your peace, but also demonstrates true strength and resilience in the face of negativity. Inner peace. Amidst conflict, finding clarity in chaos. Conflict, whether in personal relationships, at work, or in everyday situations, is an inevitable part of life. It's easy to get swept up in the turmoil, reacting impulsively to the heat of the moment. However, true strength lies in maintaining inner peace amidst the chaos. Finding clarity in conflict doesn't come naturally. It's a skill that requires practice and a deep understanding of how to manage emotions and reactions. When you cultivate this ability, you become a source of calm in even the most turbulent situations, allowing you to think clearly and act with purpose rather than emotion. The first step in finding inner peace during conflict is to acknowledge that you cannot control the external situation or the actions of others, but you can always control your inner state. This realization is the foundation of Stoic wisdom, understanding that peace comes from within, not from the absence of conflict. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable and focus on mastering your own reactions, you create a space of calm within yourself that no amount of external chaos can disrupt. This is not about avoiding conflict or pretending it doesn't exist, but about facing it from a place of grounded serenity. One of the keys to maintaining inner peace is staying present. Conflict often pulls us into a storm of thoughts about the past or worries about the future. We replay the event in our minds, imagining how we could have responded differently, or we project into the future, fearing what might happen next. Both of these reactions take us out of the present moment, where clarity and peace reside. By focusing on the present, you can better assess the situation without being clouded by emotional projections. The next time you find yourself in the middle of conflict, pause and center yourself in the here and now. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that only this moment exists, and in this moment, you have the power to choose peace. Another essential aspect of finding clarity in conflict is practicing emotional regulation. It's easy to let emotions like anger, frustration, or fear take control during heated moments. But when you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, you often end up saying or doing things that you later regret. Emotional regulation doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means acknowledging them without letting them control you. When conflict arises, take a moment to observe your emotions. Recognize that you're angry or upset, but don't let those feelings drive your behavior. Instead, respond from a place of calm, rational thought. This ability to regulate emotions in the midst of conflict is what sets apart those who maintain their inner peace from those who get swept away by chaos. Finding clarity in chaos also requires perspective. Often, when we're in the middle of conflict, everything feels urgent and overwhelming. However, when you step back and look at the bigger picture, most conflicts are not as important as they seem in the heat of the moment. Ask yourself, will this matter a week from now, a year from now? In many cases, the answer will be no. This doesn't mean that the conflict isn't real or that it doesn't deserve attention, but it helps to put things in perspective. When you view conflict from a broader lens, you're less likely to get caught up in the details and more likely to approach the situation with calm and clarity. Another powerful tool for finding inner peace during conflict is practicing compassion, both for yourself and for others. Conflict can bring out the worst in people, but it's important to remember that everyone is dealing with their own struggles, insecurities, and frustrations. When someone disrespects or challenges you, it's often a reflection of their internal state, not of your worth. By practicing compassion, you can diffuse the emotional intensity of the situation. This doesn't mean you tolerate poor behavior, but it does mean you approach the conflict with understanding rather than hostility. Compassion helps you stay grounded in your own peace, even when others around you are losing theirs. Finally, finding clarity in chaos means embracing uncertainty. Conflict often brings uncertainty about outcomes, relationships, or situations, and this can be unsettling. But uncertainty is a part of life, and resisting it only creates more tension. By accepting that you don't have all the answers and that not every conflict will have a clear resolution right away, you free yourself from the need to control every aspect of the situation. This acceptance of uncertainty is a hallmark of inner peace. When you let go of the need for control and certainty, you create space for clarity and calm to emerge naturally. In the end, finding inner peace amidst conflict is about developing the ability to remain calm, present, and compassionate in even the most challenging situations. It's about recognizing that while you can't control the external chaos, you always have control over your internal state. By staying present, regulating your emotions, gaining perspective, and embracing uncertainty, you can navigate conflict with a sense of peace and clarity that not only helps you handle the situation better, but also strengthens your emotional resilience for future challenges. Stoic confidence, walking tall in the face of criticism. Confidence is often misunderstood as arrogance or a loud display of self-assurance, but true confidence is quiet, composed, and unshakable. Stoic confidence, in particular, is not about showing off or needing validation from others. It's about an inner belief in yourself that remains steady, regardless of external praise or criticism. Walking tall in the face of criticism requires this kind of confidence. It's the ability to stay true to yourself, even when others try to undermine you, and to maintain your sense of self-worth, no matter what others say or think. The foundation of Stoic confidence is self-knowledge. When you know who you are, what you value, and what you're capable of, the opinions of others have less impact on you. Criticism often stings because it triggers self-doubt, making you question your abilities or worth. But when you have a clear understanding of your strengths and weaknesses, criticism becomes less personal. You can take it in stride, evaluating whether it's constructive or simply someone's attempt to bring you down. With Stoic confidence, you understand that no one else's opinion defines you. Your self-worth comes from within, and no amount of external criticism can take that away. Criticism, especially when it's harsh or unfair, can easily shake someone's confidence if they aren't grounded in their own self-belief. But Stoics teach that it's not the criticism itself that harms us. It's our reaction to it. When you react emotionally to criticism, whether with anger, defensiveness, or hurt, you're giving away your power to the person who is criticizing you. Instead of letting their words get under your skin, Stoic confidence allows you to remain calm and composed. You acknowledge the criticism, but you don't let it affect your internal state. In this way, you maintain control over your emotions and your sense of self, no matter what others throw your way. Another aspect of walking tall in the face of criticism is recognizing that not all criticism is valid. People project their own insecurities, fears, and biases onto others, and sometimes their criticism has more to do with them than it does with you. Stoic confidence helps you discern whether the criticism you're receiving is worth considering or whether it's simply someone's attempt to bring you down. This discernment allows you to filter out the noise and focus on the feedback that is genuinely helpful for your growth. When you can approach criticism from this perspective, you're less likely to take it personally and more likely to use it constructively. However, Stoic confidence doesn't mean ignoring all criticism or being so self-assured that you believe you're above reproach. True confidence comes with humility, the understanding that you're not perfect and that there is always room for growth. When criticism is valid, Stoic confidence allows you to accept it gracefully, learn from it, and improve. The key is not to let the criticism damage your self-esteem, but to see it as an opportunity for growth. This balance of confidence and humility is what makes Stoic confidence so powerful. You remain grounded in your strengths while also being open to improving where needed. Criticism also tests your resilience. It's easy to feel confident when everything is going well and you're being praised, but true confidence is tested when you face adversity. Walking tall in the face of criticism means maintaining your composure and self-belief, even when others are trying to tear you down. This kind of resilience is developed through practice and experience. Every time you handle criticism with grace and poise, you strengthen your confidence and build an unshakable foundation that can withstand future challenges. Finally, Stoic confidence is about focusing on what you can control. You can't control what others say about you or how they perceive you, but you can control how you respond. When you focus on your actions, your character, and your own sense of purpose, the opinions of others become less important. You understand that living according to your values and doing your best is all that matters. The approval or disapproval of others is secondary. This mindset frees you from the need for constant validation and allows you to walk through life with quiet confidence, unshaken by criticism. In the end, Stoic confidence is about maintaining a strong sense of self-worth and remaining calm and composed, even in the face of criticism. It's about knowing your strengths and weaknesses, discerning valid feedback from unwarranted criticism, and focusing on what you can control. By developing this kind of confidence, you not only protect your peace of mind, but you also become more resilient and empowered to handle whatever life throws at you. Walking tall in the face of criticism is not about being arrogant or dismissive. It's about being secure in who you are and knowing that no one else's opinion can diminish your inner strength. Respect from within, cultivating self-worth beyond others' opinions. One of the most powerful lessons in life is learning that true respect begins from within. When you cultivate self-worth that isn't dependent on the opinions or approval of others, you become unshakable. Too often, people measure their value by how others treat them, whether they receive praise, acceptance, or respect. But the reality is that external validation is fleeting and unreliable. Real respect comes from the inside, from how you see yourself and how you uphold your own values and integrity, regardless of outside opinions. The foundation of self-worth starts with knowing who you are and what you stand for. When you have a clear sense of your values, goals, and strengths, you don't need others to validate your worth. You understand that your value as a person isn't based on how others perceive you, but on how you live your life according to your principles. This inner clarity gives you the strength to face criticism, rejection, or disrespect without allowing it to diminish your self-esteem. You become grounded in who you are, which creates a deep sense of respect that comes from within and radiates outward. Relying on external validation for self-worth is a never-ending cycle. You might feel good when others praise you or when you're accepted by a certain group, but what happens when that praise stops or when others criticize you? Your self-worth takes a hit, leaving you vulnerable to the whims of others' opinions. By cultivating respect from within, you break free from this cycle. You realize that no one else's opinion has the power to define your worth. Whether others praise or criticize you becomes irrelevant to your sense of self. This doesn't mean you become indifferent to others, but rather that their opinions no longer hold the power to affect your self-respect. One of the key elements of cultivating internal respect is setting boundaries. When you value yourself, you naturally set limits on how others can treat you. You stop tolerating disrespect or mistreatment because you know your worth. Boundaries are not about shutting people out, but about protecting your inner peace and maintaining your dignity. People who lack self-respect often let others take advantage of them because they fear rejection or conflict. However, when you respect yourself, you prioritize your well-being over the need to please others. You understand that true respect sometimes means saying no and standing up for yourself, even if it means disappointing others. Another important aspect of self-worth is self-compassion. We often hold ourselves to impossibly high standards, expecting perfection in everything we do. When we fall short, we can be our harshest critics, which erodes our self-respect. Cultivating self-worth means practicing self-compassion, recognizing that you are human, that mistakes are a natural part of growth, and that your worth isn't tied to being flawless. When you treat yourself with kindness and forgiveness, you reinforce your sense of self-respect, making it harder for others to diminish it. Respect from within also involves embracing authenticity. When you stop trying to fit into others' expectations and embrace who you truly are, you gain a deep sense of self-respect. Authenticity means living in alignment with your true self, not the version of yourself that others want you to be. It's about having the courage to be yourself, even when it's uncomfortable or when others may not approve. The more authentic you are, the more respect you gain for yourself, because you're living in truth rather than in fear of judgment. This authenticity draws others to you because people respect those who are genuine and true to themselves. Finally, cultivating self-worth from within transforms how you experience life. When your respect is not dependent on others, you experience a sense of freedom. You're no longer chasing approval or constantly worrying about how others see you. This freedom allows you to focus on what truly matters: your personal growth, your relationships, and your passions. It also enhances your resilience because you know that no matter what life throws at you, your sense of self-worth remains intact. This inner respect becomes a source of strength that guides you through challenges and allows you to face criticism or rejection with grace. In conclusion, respect from within is about cultivating a deep, unwavering sense of self-worth that is not influenced by external opinions or validation. It's about knowing who you are, setting boundaries, practicing self-compassion, and embracing authenticity. When you develop this kind of inner respect, you become resilient to the ups and downs of life, confident in your own value, and free from the need to seek approval from others. This internal sense of self-worth is not only empowering but also transformative, as it allows you to live a life of authenticity and peace, unburdened by the judgments of others. In the end, the greatest strength you can cultivate is the ability to maintain your peace, confidence, and sense of self-worth, no matter what challenges or disrespect you face. It's not about changing others or demanding respect from them. It's about building a solid foundation within yourself that allows you to remain calm, composed, and resilient in any situation. By practicing these Stoic principles, you not only protect your inner peace, but also inspire others to do the same. Remember, respect starts from within, and once you master that, no one can take it away from you.